Morning, guys. So it is 8:54. I've been up since about 6:30. In case you've never been on my channel before, my name's Louis, and my channel now is about finding the truth about Elvis, finding the lies that are being said about Elvis Presley, and I just keep looking into things and trying to find out why we, the public, you, the fans, have not been told the correct story, the correct narrative, the truth about Elvis and his life, starting way back from Mississippi Tupelo in Elvis's humble home that his father built for him, and right to today. I don't think we've ever been told the correct story about Elvis. And I think Elvis has been unfairly treated and been painted in a bad light. And many people have fallen for this negative story about Elvis and don't really know who the true Elvis Presley was and just how fantastic he was as a human being. And I think a big part of this story, this fake fairy tale that has been told to us since the early 80s, is Priscilla Presley. Yes, Priscilla Presley. And some of you guys are Priscilla Presley fans. And I understand why you're Priscilla Presley fans, because you followed the storyline that she has spoon-fed us in books, in made-for-TV movies, and the recent one in the Priscilla movie, poor Priscilla, that had a horrible time with Elvis, but loved him, and because of his unfaithfulness and his controlling and his bad temper, she had a miserable life and ended up having to leave him because she had no choice. This is a lie. This is a lie, guys. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, I'll make you something. What do you want me to make you? A bagel? Sorry, guys, got the kid with me. I can make you a bagel if you want. So, my point is, guys, that yes, I get you a banana. My point is Tino. He's 4 years old. My point is, guys, is my mission on my channel now, and this is a new thing, because I also. Okay, no problem. Just 1 second, guys. I also, guys, have bought into the lies that Priscilla has been telling the world in interviews, in books, in the Priscilla film, in biographies, documentaries. Remember, a lot of these biographies and documentaries were made by Priscilla Presley. Yeah, mate. Now you do have to, I do want you quite a lot. So a lot of the things that we're seeing in magazines, tabloids, YouTube interviews are Priscilla's version of events. And we have, a lot of us, including me, have bought into that, this fairy tale, this fake romance. The truth is, Priscilla did many things that she should not have done. Many things. She was also very unfaithful, and she really did treat Elvis badly. And when they did finally start to have their divorce, the divorce settlement was cruel. If you look at my divorce settlement video I did 2 days ago, how Priscilla treated Elvis was disgusting. And that is not how you treat someone who you keep saying he was the love of my life. You will be horrified when you look at the facts of the divorce settlement and the way that she kept going back for more money and more money, almost driving Elvis to bankruptcy, to losing Gracelands. And I would say she was a part to play in his death because it was so serious, the way she was gunning for his jugular. And I feel so sorry for Elvis. And I really want to put it out there and as an Elvis fan who truly loves Elvis, but also accepts, I know Elvis had faults. He was a human being and made mistakes. But Priscilla, there has been a very cunning, cold, how can I say it, intention to get as much as she can from Elvis, no matter what, no matter how it made him feel, no matter how it affected Lisa Marie. Tino, come on, send that down. Come on, man, it's early in the morning. There has been a serious attempt here, and I think that has massively harmed Elvis, his legacy, his image, and just the way that many people see Elvis. Now, us fans, us Elvis fans, we know the truth. We know how amazing Elvis was and that he had such a kind heart and was such a lovely person, as well as his looks and his talent. And we know the truth. Now, we're trying to defend Elvis and get the truth out there, yeah? And then we're having to argue with people that are Priscilla fans that have bought into the lies. And I respect you, Priscilla fans. I respect you. I really do. Yeah. But you have been misled. You have been lied to. You have been tricked and conned into believing a fake story, a fake narrative. And this book is the basis. This is Priscilla's Bible. This has been repeated around the world for 40 odd years. And she's carrying on that story in interviews, in biographies, and documentaries, which, by the way, she profits from. Even Jerry Schilling has done many of these documentaries with Priscilla. They are both in on the scam. And the scam is, let's make the world believe our version of things so we can make more money and make Elvis look bad, make Priscilla look good. That is the scam, guys. Yeah, and we together on this channel are searching for the truth, and we are going to get it out there. We are going to let people know the truth. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the point of this live stream that we're doing today, and it's about the Graceland scammer and her identity and just the story behind it. It's quite long-winded. I'm going to have to read through it, guys. I know many of you already know who she is. So we've got Rosalind has already said, hi, Rosalind, if you're watching, has already said the woman's name is Lisa Holden, and she's from Missouri, and she's a well-known con artist. And then the other thing is, right, so we've got Seoul. Hi, Seoul, if you're watching now. Welcome aboard. She says she gave it a nice try. So for me, guys, it's early days on exposing the truth. It's the new purpose of my channel. So my mind has been changed about Priscilla. I used to see her differently. Right. I'll show you the picture, which I think some of you have already seen. It is on the thumbnail of this woman. I don't know anything about her, nothing. So there's the picture of her. She's from Missouri. So what I've done, I've just gone to the latest sort of news clips. I don't clearly know what they're going to say, what the news clip's going to say, but I know it's quite a long read, so we're going to have to just get through this together, guys. My reading isn't good. I'm just going to give it a go. So this one, right, is from a thing called Live Journal. I've got more than one, but let's just see if we can. I wanted to read a shortened version because it's so long-winded and quite boring, to be honest with you. It's headed, Graceland con artist appears to be Missouri grandma, not Nigerian scammers. So we've heard all the stories that it was Nigerian scammers, which is all part of the con, wasn't it? So NBC News has done incredible investigative reporting into the attempt to auction off Graceland. Instead of Nigerian scammers, they allegedly took credit. The culprit seems to be a grandma in Missouri. Crazy, isn't it? If you're watching, guys, please let me know where you're from, what time it is where you are. Right, because I know if you're American, it's the middle of the night. And if you're waking up later to watch this, good morning to you. Let's have a coffee together while you wake up. We've got people in Australia and Canada and the UK and all around the world. Good morning to you. The forged loan documents and legal filings in the Graceland foreclosure case contained a number of clues that led not to a gang of scammers in West Africa, but to city 5 hours northwest of Graceland, to a Branson, Missouri, a grandmother named Lisa Holden. Lisa Holden, with multiple aliases, who has for decades scammed people and companies for hundreds of thousands of dollars and served time in a federal prison. So she's actually served time in a federal prison. Yeah, we need coffee, Nadja. Morning, Nadja. Morning, Vibex in Sweden. How are you? Nadja, I don't want to be rude, but remind me where you are. I'm so sorry. I always forget where you are. And thank you for all your comments, Nadja. So if you're new to this channel, guys, we are building up a small family. We are building up a small family on this channel. And I class you guys as my new friends, my new family and my new friends. And I love it. I feel so lucky. Right, yes, I don't just have a coffee, Nadja. I also have a tea, because I know we're going to be a while reading through this. Right, Tino, shh, 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 shh. My beautiful son, Tino, who's 4, is noisy and loud. So I need to go to the tunnel. Yeah, okay, mate. So we're going to have to put up with him, but he's so cute. It's adorable, so I'm okay with it. I hope you can hear me clearly, guys. Near the end of last summer, let's have a look. All right, so the shocking bit on that I just read, she served time in a federal prison. So let's have a look. Switzerland. Yes, Switzerland. No, Nadja, I don't know if you can see the messages, but there is Vibex who is watching, and she is in Sweden. Check the messages. Say hello to Vibex. Welcome aboard, Vibex. Nice to meet you. I'm Louis. Nice to meet you. Right. So near the end of last summer, Kurt Norson. All right, 1 second. Just one side. Let me sort out my boy. Right. Find your phone, boy. You must be quiet. Right then, we're back. Oi, what are you doing? Leave the people alone. Right. That's Tino just being funny. Sorry, guys. Right, let's keep going. So, if you know my channel, you'll know that I have the kids jumping all over me, and everyone is noisy. But it's just part of where my channel is. Yeah, I am sometimes. Right. Right, near the end of last summer, Kurt Norseny, an executive for Norseny Investments, a private lending LLC, began emailing the estate of Lisa Marie Presley, demanding a payment of $3.8 million loan she had supposedly taken out in 2018, putting up Graceland as collateral. The documents used as evidence of the debt, which included Presley's signature and notaries, had been forged, according to the estate's lawyer. I know you guys know this story, but I'm going to read it anyway. However, Kurt Norseny did not exist, and Norseny, a name, also did not seem to exist. There was no record of it in any of the numerous public record databases unused by the NBC News, nor in a business or court filings. In September, a Kurt Norseny, claiming to be a law enforcement investigator, left a negative Google review at a Tulsa, Oklahoma car dealership. So I think this is part of the, but you know, this, I think this is part of the NBC were investigating to try and find out who the scammers are. Yeah. A new Facebook profile was created for Carolyn Norseny. An apparent misspelling of Carolyn described as a self-employed entrepreneur in Bronson. The account would be used as a weapon in a battle between a local nail salon and disgruntled former employees whom Lisa had befriended. Right, okay. So they're digging, aren't they? They're trying to find a way of getting to who this person is. Carolyn Norseny left numerous negative reviews for NV Nails and included personal insults and accusations about the owner, the threats of legal action, and the tales of dissatisfaction, along with the seemingly fake reviews. A salon began receiving texts from someone claiming to be Carolyn, a Missouri state investigator who didn't give a last name in the text. Carolyn threatened legal action on behalf of a former salon employee, Rashid Jeremy Carballo. I don't really understand. I think they're just getting at how they found out who she was. But the salon's owner sought orders of protection against Carballo last September. They claimed that he was behind a bizarre harassment campaign that included spamming their business with negative fake reviews and constant text emails from the investigator named Carolyn. Yeah, we need the coffee. Salon owner Karen Virtue-Dazo wrote in her court filings she was continually sent emails, texts, phone calls posing as law enforcement attorneys, the Missouri Attorney General, Secretary of State, investigator, and the U.S. Marshal. She wrote that one attorney, who she later learned to be fake, said she was being sued for $1 million and asked for social security numbers to protect her. Virtue-Dazo, it gave it. She soon began receiving credit letters showing that someone was applying for loans in her name. So I think they're just telling us about other cons that this scammer did or tried to do, yeah? It's not going in here, guys. Are you getting this? A recent immigration of Belize Carballo had found work doing nails in a salon. It would be a brief gig and an acrimonious split with the owners. Sorry about my reading, guys. I am a bad reader. One of the earliest friends was a woman named Lisa. In the phone interviews with NBC News, Carballo said Lisa told him an inheritance had made her rich and that she was getting into weed dispensary business. Lisa offered him a room in her home, and after falling out with the salon owner, the promise of support. In court filings, in an interview, the NBC News, Carballo insisted that he wasn't part of the harassment. She was terrorizing these people, Carballo said, of Lisa's constant email, texts, and reviews. I still think that, hi, Gail. So what, right, quiet a minute. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just reading off this NBC report that is exposing the Graceland scammer, Lisa Holden. But I'll be honest with you, none of it's making any sense to me at the moment, but I'm just going to keep reading. We'll see how it turns out. Lisa, who had also been a customer of the salon, reached out to Virtue-Dazo in September, according to an email obtained by NBC, sent from Lisa's email address. It forwarded an email sharing detail of an impending lawsuit and investigation into the nail salon on behalf of Las Vegas's mother from a Google review, and forwarded the letter, including a PDF of the consumer complaint lodged with the Missouri Attorney General and was signed by Carolyn Williams of Jefferson City, Missouri Investigation Department, which does not exist. Carolyn Williams was also the name of the representative who filed the claim in January on behalf of Norsany Investments in the scheme to force the sale of Graceland. Right, maybe we'll get into it now. In January, Carballo filed a request to dismiss Virtue Dazzo's protective order case. The filing list address is PO Box 514, Kimberling City, MO, and address Carballo said was provided. The same month, Carolyn Williams, representing Norsany Investments, filed a credit claim against Lisa Marie Presley in Los Angeles and County, listing Norsany's address as the same place, P.O. Box 514 in Kimberling City. Right, I think we'll get into the nitty-gritty, guys. I know it's really boring. In February, Carballo submitted a handwritten letter to the court protective order. The letter was sent via fax. It gives a phone number or fax number. Carballo said Lisa faxed it on behalf. In May, someone calling himself Gregory E. Norsany used the same number to fax a motion in Shelby County Chancery Court in Tennessee seeking to prevent Presley's estate from stopping the foreclosure sale of Graceland. Right, the text sent to salon owners from Carolyn, who claimed to be the Missouri State investigator, came from, it gives you the number, the same number listed on documents in September attached to the fraudulent creditor's claim for Presley loan in a Los Angeles County court. In that filing, Norsany Company included a copy of an email in which Kurt Norsany seeks records from U.S. Bank, his email signature including 7074 number. Norsany's other listed PO address in Hollister, Missouri is associated with the name and email addressing Lisa is currently using according to the public records. Whew! Oh. Right, we're getting there. We're more than halfway through it now, guys. Early in 2024, Lisa talked with Carballo about the foreclosure deal with Lisa Marie Presley's house and how she had a Californian lawyer were going to get a couple of $1 million, he said. After being interviewed by NBC News, Carballo said he went to the FBI with the news. Right, with what he knew. Okay. Do you remember when the movie came out, Catch Me If You Can? Lisa's ex-husband, Stephen Sones, asked last week in the phone interview with the NBC News, recalling the 2002 Leonardo DiCaprio film about the professional forger and con man. That's her. That was what she does. I don't. It's not a very good report. It's not very well written. It's like taking this all over the place, isn't it? Lisa Aldrin was born in California and has claimed to be nursing assistant in Oklahoma State Department of Health records do include a 1992 long-term care aid certification for Lisa Sullins, an EMT, a doctor, a hairdresser, and an underwater welder. Lisa's first report brushes with the law in 1997. Right, that's like a bit of history on Lisa now, isn't it? So Lisa's first reported brush with the law was in 1997 when she was 26 in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. First writing a bogus check for the next 20 years, Lisa would be in and out of jails and courts and prisons, charged with various crimes, including stealing checks, credit cards, committing fraud, running con games, intimidating witnesses, and obstructing investigations. In 2005, she was hit with federal charges. My God, she's a piece of work, isn't she? Proper con artist, yeah? Prosecutors claim she used fake social security numbers to obtain more than $180,000 in loans from Tulsa banks. Lisa pleaded guilty to one count of making false statements in an application for a loan and was sentenced to a 20-month restitution. By 2009, Lisa was on supervised parole but couldn't stop committing crimes, according to her parole officer, who asked a judge to consider putting her back in prison. Right, Tino, shh. Right. No, so I'm trying to read something. No, you're not being fair. I'm trying to read something. Right, if I hear one more noise, we'll taking that phone. You know that I hate phones. Phones are the devil. No. Right, okay. Phones. I actually let him use the phone to try and keep him quiet. It's not working today. Okay, let's keep going. Lisa's sister Linda is also a con artist whose schemes were far more sophisticated. After spending much of 2010 and 2011 in prison in Oklahoma, Lisa released over the next 3 years. She moved 11 times. My God. Mostly following a trail of lovers whom she met on internet dating sites and repeatedly scammed a judge threw her back in jail. But I've shown you the picture of her. I don't know how she had loads of dates because she's not very good looking unless she used fake pictures. According to the government's case, from around 2006, Linda had been luring victims into investigating in a fake hedge fund called RGM Enterprises, LLC, with the promises of 40% returns. One victim said he was later told by authorities it stood for really great money. The company came in with a Las Vegas phone number and a fancy Las Vegas office address, but in reality was being run through a post office box. Promotional materials boasted a large staff, including a Cornell-educated chief operating officer, Joshua Nichols. After the FBI failed to find any records of him, the U.S. magistrate judge in the case wrote, it is a questionable whether Joshua Nichols is an actual person. Okay? So they're digging, and they're getting there, aren't they? Eventually, the FBI got involved after millions of dollars were stolen. Linda pleaded guilty to wire fraud and tax fraud and was sentenced to 45 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Lisa and Linda started living together again last year, while there are echoes of Linda's fake investment company Ponzi scheme and in the Graceland scam, no evidence ties her to it. Last summer, Lisa's son said that she traded in her car and bought him a truck from South Point Chrysler Jeep Dodge Rams in Tulsa. Shortly afterwards, Kurt Norseny left a review for the same dealership, alleging that the business accepted trade in cars that had been stolen. Okay. I think Vibex, I think she's in serious trouble. Definitely. She's definitely right. So about that. Right. NBC News located Lisa and knocked on the door. Lisa said she didn't have a PO box and didn't know any Norseny. She said her IDs had been stolen last year and that she had filed a report with the county representatives for Taney County and Stone County were unable to locate such a record. She said that she would be taking the list of Norseny connections to the sheriff that day to file a complaint of identity theft. So I think we're getting to the end of it now. After leaving Lisa's porch, the reporter followed up in a text with details of each of Norseny's connections. When asked when she had filed a report with the sheriff, Lisa responded with a case of desist letter demanding the report end all communications. Within half an hour of the reporter's visit, Carolyn Norseny Facebook account had been deleted. And from what I could tell when I've been watching things on YouTube, that they have shut all her accounts now. Any accounts she has have been closed down. And that's it. Do you know what, guys? That wasn't a good read for me. I just found the whole thing really boring. I'm going to show you the picture of her. Let me know your comments on it, guys. Let me know your comments, guys. I'm going to make my some breakfast and stuff. And I'm going to come back and we are going to read chapter 3 of this. And we are going to look for lies. Looking for lies. In chapter 3. Right, we're going to wave. We're going to say goodbye. Well, you're not flying yet, mate. So we are going to read this together, chapter 3, and we're going to pick out the lies that are being told by this lady. I will say this, I always say this, I'm not a hate channel for Priscilla. I do not hate Priscilla. But we are going to catch this woman out with her lies. And we're going to do it together. Together. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Say bye. Bye. Right, you do.